Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to No Nonsense November. Not supersize your business. Let's Grow Annual Challenge, day 318. And we are doing No Nonsense November this month. This month, every day, I'm sharing one of the biggest lessons that I've learned over my 64 plus years on the planet, as well as uh, 40 plus, 45 of those, more than that, being involved in different businesses, having my feet in corporate America, as well as in the private sector and having my own businesses, owning, operating, buying, selling, etc. So today, our No Nonsense November tool number 13 is I was going to say learn effective communication, but I'm like, okay, well, how about learn and use effective communication? It doesn't do us any good to learn something if we don't apply it in our life, if we don't test it and tweak it and make it our own and use it as a tool in our toolbox for making our life what we want it to be. And effective communication, we've talked about this. We spent a whole month on communication, right? As part of this challenge. And we dove deep. But today, what we're going to talk about is how do you learn and how do you use effective communication in your life. We've got, of course, Bertha's story and guide to the Let's Grow Annual Challenge private Facebook group page, so you can see how it played out in her life. But I'll share the three main benefits that she found by learning and applying effective communication in four, but really eight, because I always do ands, areas and aspects of things that are critical to our relationships, how people understand, how we understand. So first and foremost, and we've talked about this a lot and we'll continue to probably till the day I die, because it's an area I need to always be continually improving in, and that is active listening. And what goes along with active listening is, are you paying attention? Are you there? Are you actually focusing in on what the person is trying to communicate? Or are you running ahead in your mind like we so often do to formulate your response, your answer? It's hard to do that. But if we breathe and look the person in the eye and really be curious about the intent behind what it is that they're saying and communicating, we will better understand the situation and how we should respond and want to respond and the outcome that we want from the communication. Empathy ties right in with active listening, right? I can't understand or put myself in someone else's shoes if I'm not actually listening to what they're saying and seeing and feeling their emotional portrayal as they're communicating. Secondly, we want to stay calm and present. One of the things I learned early on in my corporate career, and actually just even as a kid, I think I may have mentioned once or twice, I have a tendency to be klutzy. So I would hurt myself or get in accidents and have to be calm and manage myself through the situation till I could get help or get home in many instances and then take care of it. So I would have to be present. Okay, what do I need to do right now? What is the next thing I need to do to deal with this situation? And then I can freak out about it later, or I can not freak out about it later because I will be saying, oh, you handled that really, really well, and then do that over and over and over again. Third, assertiveness and clarity. We need to be willing to set boundaries and stand up for ourselves in our communication and in every other area and aspect of our life. But we also have to be clear at what those boundaries are and what happens if people don't choose to accept our boundaries. What's going to happen to the relationship? What's going to happen to the business? What's going to happen to how things are done, or organizations and how they're done, etc. And then fourth, finding common ground. This is huge. And building building consensus. So getting agreement, coming together and making a decision together. This is so important in team building and families and friendships, etc., all of our relationships. But we can often agree that we've had different experiences, and therefore our opinions and our beliefs and our thoughts and our feelings about certain topics are always going to be different. My religious feelings are always going to be different than my family's now. They weren't when I was growing up, but I had a death experience. And once you have that, for me personally, it changes everything. It changed everything. And one of the areas that it changed was my thoughts, feelings, and beliefs around religion. But guess what? those are mine. It doesn't matter. Everybody else on the planet gets to believe what they choose to believe based on their experiences and their uh, what they've heard, said, done, listened to, and had actual physical experiences with. But I'm very I'm okay with other people just being who they are. It doesn't matter to me. As long as it doesn't impact our relationship in a negative way, I don't have any problem with it. Be who you are. Please be who you are and be authentic and set an example for other people. So, benefits in Bertha's life. Bertha found that 3 areas of her life were really positively impacted by not only learning effective communication skills in these areas, active listening, empathy, staying calm and present to handle the situation as you need to in the situation during it, and then analyze and reflect on what you did well or what you could do better next time. Assertiveness and clarity, and finding common ground and building consensus. Build consensus where it's necessary. Some things it just isn't necessary. We don't have to agree to do things the same way. You know, I could think of some business examples, but I'm not going to talk about them now. So Bertha, how did she improve, and how did her life change or improve based on, because we're always looking for improvement, using better communication, effective communication skills. Number 1, it helped her professionally. She advanced in her career and professional life more than she had ever dreamed possible because she was able to communicate, gain respect, become a leader, etc. It improved her personal relationships. If we are an effective communicator, it always improves our relationships. If we are a good listener and a good communicator, if we set boundaries, if we show people the respect that we want in return, if we treat people the way we want to be treated, we often find that our relationships are improving. And finally, it boosted her self-confidence and self-esteem. And when we have better self-confidence and better self-esteem, we stretch our comfort zone and we create more of the things that we want in our life. So our action item today is, what's in it for you to become an effective communicator, to learn how to become a better communicator? I want to say better, but effective, meaning you get the results you want most of the time through your communications, because you've got the skills and you're using them to communicate in a way that helps you to understand as well as helps other people to understand you better. So our action item today is review one. Oh, I forgot to share our tool. Our tool today is a book called Crucial Conversations. It's got like 5 authors. It's a consulting firm that wrote the book. I don't have all the authors written down. I've got the book. I forgot to grab it, but it's one of those books that's a quick read, but so powerful. And if you start applying some of the things that you learn in it, and as you read it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so simple. Why didn't I think of it? There's a lot of that in the book, but it's a great tool and guide to have for those absolutely positively crucial, critical conversations. We all have those in our life, right? Beginning, ending of a relationship, beginning, ending of a job, I guess beginning and ending of many things. We have those crucial conversations, and how we handle them and how we put forth doing all of these effective communication things is important. And it just gives some really great strategies for actually implementing the things that you learn about effective communication to make sure that those critical, crucial conversations go the way you want them to, and you get the outcomes that you want from them, because they're critical. They're important. It's really important to talk about certain things with your significant other, with your kids, with your boss, with your best friend, with your parents and sisters, etc., brothers, siblings. So we're going to ask ourselves, we're going to review one of those critical conversations, and we're going to ask ourselves and reflect on, well, how did you do? How did it go? Did it go the way you wanted it to? And if not, what could you do better next time? And if it did, great. But why did it go well, so that we can learn and take that learning forward with us in our life? All right, that's all I've got. Any questions, ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.